and going out there thinking I'm just doing another volunteer service as an honor guard, and be recognized for it kind of caught me off guard. Really off guard.
Welcome to Scheels Hometown Heroes.
Scheels Hometown Heroes is a way for us to say thanks
to those that serve our country and our community,
and are still giving back to others today.
We honor your service by sharing your stories.
From all of us at Scheels, thank you for your service.
We have hundreds of nominations for Scheels Hometown Hero Awards across the United States, and we have the honor to go deliver these awards and recognize people that stand out in their communities, that have served and that are still giving back. So I'd like JIM MOE, if he's in the crowd today, to come up here. These are usually a surprise, so.
Yep, I'm born and raised here in Devil's Lake. Yes, I grew up through the years and established myself and never left. Never had a desire to leave. I seem to like everything I got. I've got a great group of friends and relatives here, and no, I like it here, and now I'm here to stay.
Well, then of course, he was in the Guards and I was in the Guards, and so we served in the Guards together, and he's just like the rest of us, I guess. You know, when you sign that piece of paper saying you're going to join the military, you're signing a blank check to do whatever they want you to do, and I think that was probably the main reason Jim joined also. That's why I joined.
Well, when I'm growing up, my father was in the military, and he was a Korean vet. And so he'd in the military, and it was just something that halfway through my senior year, I enlisted in the National Guard. And as soon as we graduated, we went off to our basic training and our AIT, and then I started the whole beginning. And I grew through the ranks. I made first sergeant. I was in charge of the maintenance company for about 3 years, and about that time I had an opportunity to apply for the fire chief's position. That was going on during my deployment, and so I was, they kind of held the position until my deployment was open, and then I came back and applied for the job.
When we come back, of course, the fire chief's job opened up here. And Jim got the fire chief's job right away when we got back, and that was in 2004. So he was a fire chief from 2004 until he retired last year.
The first times I ever met Jim is I was a volunteer fireman at the time, and Jim at the time was on active duty with the National Guard, but he happened to be back that weekend in Devil's Lake, and we got paged out to an apartment fire. And I showed up as a volunteer fireman, never met Jim, and I found out he was the guy in charge on scene. And one of the guys I reported to, he goes, "Go see that guy, Jim, and to get orders from him." I look at the guy that told me that, I go, "Why would I want to go take orders from someone I never met before?" And I had no idea he was a volunteer fireman. And a couple of years later, he's the chief, and a few years later after that, he's my boss.
You know, as a kid growing up, I was scared to go to the fire station. But when I moved in there, it was a matter of survival. I had no place to go. I needed to pay. I had no money, and so I was stuck. And after that fire and things settled down, and we went through all the stuff we went through, and 9 people passed, die in, where 4 of them were kids, and that really took its toll on our department. But tough business. So I've seen more of the ugly side of things on the fire side than I did on the military side. I went to the chief and I said, "Boy, Bill, if this is firefighting, I don't want to do it." I'm, just like, I wasn't prepared for it. Anyway, he was a great talker, and he was a motivator, and he kept me going. So I got off to a real rough start my first year as a firefighter, but I hung in there and just worked my way through it all. And
well, the community's always been behind Jim. Jim really left a good impression on the city of Devil's Lake when he retired.
We're a family here at the fire department or the military. I was not in a combat situation. I can't speak for that. But knowing what we go through in a fire situation when pressure's on, somewhat similar to that, you put everything you got into it, and you make sure nobody gets hurt. That was my job as a first sergeant in the military or as a fire chief on the department.